Hi, today we're going to make a card with window, and we're going to color the background. For this card, I used a piece of cardstock that measured 11 inches by 5.5, and I make a mark in 5.5 to make a perfect square. You will also need another piece of cardstock that measures 5.5 for 5.5, and you need to have a window. You can cut it with die, or if you don't have any die, you can make it with ruler and X-Acto. And also you will need a piece of craft foam, but this need to measure 5.25 by 5.25. We're going to make little lines using this piece of foam as a template. You don't need to make all the circle, just little lines to help you to know where you need to apply the color, because it doesn't have any sense that you color all the background because it's not going to show. Now for this background, I'm going to use the blue that is called broken china, and this purple. But if you don't have these kind of inks, you can use watercolor markers or pastel colors, and you can have the same result. Well, now that you check the real position of the card, because sometimes we forgot to check this little detail and then we can have mistakes, we are going to apply the color. I really want a very dark background, so I'm going to put a lot of ink in here because my background is going to be like for a starry night. So I want something very dark. And now I'm going to put the purple in the top part. And when you have all your color, what you need to do is try to go a little on the bottom where the color blue is to begin to make blending, because it's not going to look nice if you just leave the two colors like this and you can see the line. For better result is a good idea to blend, and you can blend going a little on the top of the other color. And for example, now that I finished with the purple, I'm going to return with the blue, and I'm going to apply a little of the ink blue on top of the purple. So as you can see, when each movement you are blending a little more and it looks more like natural. Now I'm going to check with my window to be sure that I apply color in all the parts that are going to show. In here I think I need a little more blue, but now we are going to make react these inks. I'm going to take my water, how you say, my water brush, sorry, and I'm going to make a little splash. You may not notice the little drops of water immediately, but as soon as they begin to dry, they are going to react. You can use heat tool to do this process, but I prefer just to use a paper towel just to remove the extra water and to try to dry a little the paper. And then with the same applicator, but without putting more ink, I'm going to pass the color on top of the little drops. First the blue and then the purple, just to give them a little color, to make them look like they are like very far. And now I'm going to repeat the process, and this little new drops are going to look like if they are close. So they are going to look like if you have dimension in your background. I really like this effect. Now, using the foam, I'm going to try to see where I need to put my digital stamp. I am using this digit stamp that is called Winnie. That is part of the new Winnie White Christmas collection from the Polka Doodle bundle that I have been showing you this week. As this is a very small image, because I make it very small to fit in here, I use the one that is already colored, and let me tell you, it's very easy to do it like this, because when you need to color very small pieces, sometimes it's kind of difficult, and this one has a lot of detail, so I use the color one. If you haven't seen this new collection, I highly recommend you to go to Polka Doodles and see how beautiful is the entire collection. And if you like unicorns, you're going to be happy to see the lovely unicorn that is part of this bundle. So now that I know that my digi is in the perfect position, I'm going to glue the foam in the card. Remember, when you are using foam, the best adhesive you can use is the white glue. You don't need to use double-sided tape or any other thing, because this is the one that is going to assure you that it's going to be very well glued. So now I need to put it in the correct position. And remember, it's a little bit smaller, because when you cut the foam in your die cutting machine, it tends to get a little bigger. So always cut it just a little bit shorter than the piece of cardstock, so it doesn't go outside the borders. I'm going to apply a little more of the glue to put the piece that is made out of cardstock. So just be sure that you put in all the places, because there's nothing worse than when you receive a card and all the pieces begin to fall apart. We are going to avoid those things. Now that it's already glue, we are going to make a little design outside this window. So for that thing, I made a die cut with one of my dies, and I'm just going to put the glue in the leaves that are going to be in touch with the cardstock. Of course, if you are going to make a die that is like a wreath, it's better to measure before you cut it, to be sure that you have enough space to put the wreath. If you don't have a wreath, you can make this putting like sequins or flowers, and I think that is a very nice touch, the idea to put something around the window. And I'm sorry for the noise. I have been trying to make this video for hours, and just right now a big truck is coming outside my window. And now to finish it, I'm going to put this beautiful bow that I made with another die, because Christmas is nothing without bows. So I'm going to put glue in here, And then I'm going to use a little, some little leaves that are also in the designer sheets, just to put a little touch of green in this card. So I hope that you like it. If you haven't been able to visit the Polkadoodle store, I encourage you to go and see the new designs. Now, as a final touch, I'm going to put some white stars with my white gel pen. And of course, if you want to put a little glitter or any other thing, you can put as much things as you like in your cards. I hope you like it. If you like it, please give me a like. If you have a channel, don't forget to do it. Thank you for watching this video, and I see you soon. Bye bye.